Federal officers deployed tear gas and fired less lethal rounds into a crowd of protesters in Oregon, hours after the head of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security visited Portland and called the demonstrators violent anarchists. Protesters gathered downtown during a demonstration Thursday in Portland, Oregon. Federal officers deployed tear gas and fired less lethal rounds into a crowd of protesters. The local public broadcasting outlet reported that vans occupied by federal officers have been apprehending suspected protesters. Beth Nakamura, the Oregonian via AP, federal officers deployed tear gas and fired less lethal rounds into a crowd of protesters in Oregon, hours after the head of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security visited Portland and called the demonstrators violent anarchists. Video showed many protesters leaving the area near the federal courthouse late Thursday as smoke filled the air. Protests have taken place for nearly 2 months in Portland, since the police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis on May 25. During a visit to Portland earlier Thursday, Department of Homeland Security Acting Secretary Chad Wolf said state and city authorities are to blame for not putting an end to the protests, angering local officials. The city of Portland has been under siege for 47 straight days by a violent mob while local political leaders refuse to restore order to protect their city, Wolf said in a statement. Each night, lawless anarchists destroy and desecrate property, including the federal courthouse, and attack the brave law enforcement officers protecting it. Mayor Ted Wheeler and other local officials have said they didn't ask for help from federal law enforcement and have asked them to leave. Van report draws ireFurther. Questions have been raised after an Oregon public broadcasting report on Thursday detailed accounts of witnesses who have seen camouflaged officers emerged from unmarked white vans to swoop on individuals and apprehend them before driving off. Authoritarian governments, not democratic republics, sent unmarked authorities after protesters, Senator Jeff Merkley, a Democrat, said in a tweet in response to the OPB report. The American Civil Liberties Union also expressed its condemnation of the actions described in the report.